Let's find out what it means for the military with Lieutenant General Tom Spoehr. He's the director of Heritage's Center for National Defense and a former deputy commander of U.S. forces in Iraq, and joins us this morning. General, great to have you with us.
Thanks, Vince. Mary, thanks. Happy to be here.
Talk, if you would, about the importance of yesterday's announcement and what do you think it means for our military?
Yeah, thanks. I think it's a step back for military readiness. President Biden didn't get exactly what he was saying correct. This change to the policy was only implemented for about a year or so by Barack Obama's Defense Secretary Ash Carter, and he put this policy in place, really did not consult with the military leaders and just unilaterally put this in place. There really wasn't a transgender ban either that President Trump had in place. It was a nuanced policy that allowed service by transgender individuals that did not have gender dysphoria, which is an incongruence between your biological sex and your gender identity. And so by doing this, implementing this executive order, I think President Biden has lowered military readiness, and it's a step back, I think, for the United States military.
So I'm getting away from that part of it. My question, I thought this was more based in the fact that I thought, and you would know, that if you have to take medication daily, like if you have some kind of issue that you have to take medication daily for, you can't join the military because you may be in situations where you can't take that medication daily. And from what I understand, transgender people have to take hormones, they have to take medication regularly, or else they can suffer withdrawal symptoms, the mental issues with being off of the hormones or whatever if they don't take them daily. So for me, I thought that's why one of the reasons they weren't allowed in the military. That's one of the reasons behind Trump's order. Am I wrong?
No, Mary, you are right. That is at least part of it. The military does not allow someone to join that has really any sort of pre-existing medical condition like asthma or depression or a torn rotator cuff in your shoulder. If you've got a medical condition that's going to require follow-on treatment, you're not eligible to join the military until that is remedied somehow. And so that is part of it. The other part of it is that President Trump had a policy that said if you have gender dysphoria, which causes psychological anxiety, that you should not join. You present a risk to the military and to yourselves because individuals with gender dysphoria attempt suicide at 9 times the general population rate. And so bringing folks like that in that have these unremedied issues causes a damage, a hurt, if you will, to military readiness. And so for all those reasons, not to mention the cost of reassignment surgeries, the cost of hormone treatments, as you mentioned, the time away from duties, all those things caused President Trump to put the previous policy in place.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. It's a pretty dramatic impact if you join the military and then you disclose upon joining the military, hey, I have gender dysphoria or I'm transgender. I need to get gender reassignment surgery in order to be medically sound. And then all of a sudden the military is now footing the bill to pay for a very costly procedure, which is not required, by the way, for living. It is elective in the truest sense of the word. And you elect to have this procedure, and then you're out of service for how long? We're talking months of not being involved in the military at taxpayer expense.
Exactly right. So months and months of surgeries, repetitive military medical appointments, and President Biden's executive order that he signed yesterday makes specific mention that the military will establish a process for those people that want to gender transfer while in the military. So it isn't even that you've come in this situation, that they actively will allow you to transition your gender while in the military. So like you talk about cost, time away from duty, all those things. And this is not the way it works for any other medical condition in the military. So you can't come in with medical conditions that require work on while you don't get to come in the military and have your medical things worked on.
Yes, so it's actually not equal to everyone else. It's actually more than, because if you have any other kind of condition that would require frequent medication, daily medication or something like that, you would be denied. So this is almost an exemption that makes them more than equal. And that to me is where the problem is for me. You know, I'm all for equality, but I'm not for some being more equal than others because people are, for whatever reason, think that they deserve that. And I think that's where the problem lies here. And
also,
I wonder.
No, also it's just like, isn't the core point of the military its lethality and its capability in combat? Why does it seem like all of these debates stray from the central mission of the military, General? Like, we're not having any conversation about how to effectively defeat enemies.
Well, I mean, Vince, you got it exactly right. I mean, so here we are 5 days into the Biden administration. His only real act thus far was to sign this executive order regarding the military and transgender. Nothing about how do we go about increasing the military readiness or lethality, or give me an assessment of what our options are. The first issue he chooses to focus on is this allowing transgender individuals in the military. It's just striking to me that that's the administration's first priority.
Yeah, me too.
It's very interesting. Lieutenant General Tom Spoehr, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.